So it's finally here, the anime that everybody has been talking about. Like it's literally an anime that has been about over the year. And it's something I should watch. I know. I should read actually. And I should be caught up to it. And it's something like Doctor Stone, which everybody's talking about, but I haven't read at all. Like I want to read the manga. I wanted to read the Promised Neverland manga a long time ago when it was released and everybody was talking about it and it was quite famous at that point. And it's still famous, I would say, because a lot of people do support Promised Neverland. And through what I know, is the story completed? I'm not sure, but I think so it is completed. But it was such a huge thing when it was released back like about a year or two ago. I don't remember that well when it was released. I think so it was around 2017 or something that it was released. I don't remember that well, but when it was released, it was a show. It was a manga. It was talked about a lot by a lot of people, by a lot of anitubers, and I never got to actually read the manga because I personally thought that a show named Promised Neverland would have been something that I personally would have not read something like that. I don't know why I thought like that, but I did. Like it got a huge amount of praise and everything. I was interested, but then I heard the anime is coming out, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta wait. I'm gonna wait until the anime is out. So, yeah, and the wait was worth it because the way this first episode was structured and everything, and the way the episode plays out. I personally loved it for what it is, and loved it in a way that it's a dark story that I can actually watch, and it's not your normal super OP main protagonist that we always see, like an protagonist who's an underdog and then gets the super OP power or nothing like that. But rather, it's a story about children who have pretty much been experimented on, I guess. And then once they are like experimented and grown to everything, and then all of that, and then they are fed to these creatures I don't know anything about. It was shown in this episode, so it's not a typical shonen anime when you look at it because it's got more than it's just your typical shonen anime stuff in it. So to begin with, personally, I love the first three main characters so far because uh, Emma is alright in my eyes. She was a alright character when I saw her. Uh, Personally, I loved the character that was that had the black haired main character. I don't remember his name that well, but I personally love that character a lot because again, that's a character personality trait that I personally like. He's intelligent at a time, and I think so. I wouldn't put him as an arrogant person, but I will definitely say he's an intelligent person, and he has this cold character look, which I personally like. So yeah, and he's very much an intelligent person. You can already say by the way he states stuff, and he's at a very young age. And it's obvious that all these childrens are experimented on. Like obviously they have these numbers and everything. Like it's obvious that these childrens have been experimented on, and they're like growing farms and shit and all that stuff. So yeah, there are various like things that make this anime kind of different from a lot of things. And to begin with, one of the things that really got me, like the first 10 minutes, when you look at this anime, it's just a lovey-dovey kind of show. It's just having your slice of life stuff going on everywhere, and everyone is having fun and everything. It's just a normal anime. When the first 10 minutes, it feels very normal slice of life. And you look at the first 10 minutes of the episode, and I'm like, yeah, okay, because I know that this anime at some point is gonna get dark because I heard about it. I heard how dark it is and it gets on. So yeah, there were points where it was hinting at it being dark, but at the start it was so lovey-dovey and everybody was just having fun and everything, and everybody's just being themselves, I would say, and having fun. It's just your normal daily life, how children, like how children behave. It's pretty much it. And then there was this whole point where you see these children like create graffitis and everything. I don't know if are those I don't know if those are graffitis. I will name them graffitis. I don't know what they were, but they were creating some shit and a barcode or some kind of shit, and they are quite intelligent to even know what that was at that age. So, oh, I don't know what they were doing, but yeah, they were showing these different kind of things that how it's kind of proving this that these children are normal in a way. So that was another point that I really liked about it. And then there was this scene. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I have to say the author has his has guts to do this to a child. It's gotta give credits to it because boy, the child, that is a brutal way to go. That's a no-no in my eyes. Like, it's one brutal way to die. She literally had a rose. You gotta be kidding me. She literally had a rose in her guts, and I'm like, whoa, that's one. Kind of reminds me of the game. I don't know if you guys ever played the game Deadly Premonition, but there was this one scene where this chick has a rose in her guts, and I'm like, whoa, that's brutal. But geez, it reminded me of that in a way, and I'm like, the author has some guts to do it. Gotta give it. And more than that, the animators. Jeez, my phone's ringing like crazy. But the animators, the producers of this show, the directors of the show, they have guts to put this in. Because again, this is a shonen, okay? You guys need to remember, this is a shonen, and not many shonen. I'm not saying shonen hasn't done this. There are shonens that has done pretty damn brutal stuff. Not gonna lie, there are some shonens, but not many shonen, especially shonen anime, throw these kind of scenes. They are shock factors, but they are never these kind of scenes that you could see in a shonen anime. And yeah, there are some shonen where you see pretty damn brutal stuff, and you're like, oh yeah. But it's not only about this whole brutal thing, about this being a shonen and this being brutal, but also how they intensified the atmosphere. I felt like the soundtrack hit the right notes here, and then the atmosphere was just this had this kind of a thread of this being very intensifying, feeling like you are in danger kind of atmosphere. And like these children were like these two main characters, they are right under the truck afraid, and just like you could feel that atmosphere there. And that's what I would give guts for. That's what I will give credits to, because it did a very good job in that point, because of how it was pointed out. And as much as you guys want to go out of controversy to create a controversy, because obviously Rising Shield Hero had its controversy, which I will get into it when I do the Rising Shield Hero review. I will get into what I feel about the whole controversy thing that I was going into, but whenever the episode 2 comes out, I will go up to that. But right now, let's check out Promise Neverland. Like, doesn't matter what kind of thing you say about this, you have to give credit to this anime. It has guts. And I like it because it has guts. Because a lot of anime just love to censor shit. Straight up love to censor shit. Yes, I'm talking about Tokyo Ghoul. Like, there are a lot of anime, not in Tokyo Ghoul, right? There are a lot more anime than Tokyo Ghoul. Even My Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Super. A lot of anime, a lot of mainstream anime. They just love to censor shit. So, to not for once to see this and be like, oh, they didn't censor it. Credits to that. Credits to it. And it's down, hands down for me, a good thing, because I like it. I like it when an anime doesn't rely on its censorship and shit, and just goes all out on its stuff. And I don't know if this is just for first episode shock factor or not, but if this anime continues to not censor its shit, I will praise it. I will praise it for that. But I will also be keeping an eye out on the story, because so far the story is interesting. It's nothing exceptional like people make it out to be. It is a very interesting story. It's nothing, again, it's just one episode, so I can't judge an anime based on one episode unless that's a 45-minute episode like Rising Shield Hero. So it's just one episode, and obviously one episode isn't enough for me to make a correct statement on the anime, but it's interesting for me. And this is coming from a guy who's seen a lot of anime. So if you guys are like, you find this interesting, not exceptional, like, no, no, I've seen way too many better stuff. So that's the reason why I want to see more of it, to actually make any kind of judgment on how good the show is. I will say it is interesting so far. It is nothing. It's nothing out of ordinary I've seen. I've seen a lot of brutal shit. So, yeah. Anyways, as for this episode, it was a good start. Next week we'll know more about the stuff that's gonna happen. And that's about it for this episode. There isn't much to talk about, and well, I said there's not much to talk about, but I spoke like hundreds of different things in this whole video. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, let me know what you think about this episode of Promised Neverland. Do you think that it has adapted the manga well, or do you think that this anime is kind of leaving back some things from the manga that make the manga exceptional or something like that? Let me know about that, because I've never read the manga. I don't know anything about the manga, so this is the first time I'm watching the anime, and I'm going blind because I don't even have any kind of hint of spoiler for this anime. Not even a hint of spoiler, because I didn't even research this anime. I didn't even get any kind of spoiler from anyone about this anime. I'm going very blind, and that's it. That's it. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. I'll see you in the next video. As always, peace.